What's up guys, Matt
and Blake
from the Full Boost team, and today we are going to be bringing you the first look at Nike's brand new AF pack. And I know what you're thinking, AF sounds a bit dodgy, but it actually stands for Audacious Football. Talking of audacious, Kevin De Bruyne has been spotted in a blackout pair of football boots which look outrageous, which we're also going to be showing you today. But ready for the video, let's go. So Blakey, I just mentioned it, but what are we looking at now?
So the biggest boot spot of the week, it's Kevin De Bruyne from Manchester City wearing a blackout Nike prototype. They look very similar to Magista Obra, but they're not that. What I can see here is that the upper almost has no laces, like what you see on the X17 Plus Pure Speed. You can see that the upper on top of the laces, it's covered. So it's definitely something happening there on top of the laces. The sole plate looks like a standard nylon chassis. Maddie, what do you think of them?
Alright, so if I didn't see Kevin De Bruyne in this picture, I only saw the boot and the feet, I'd say that this is a leak of the upcoming 18 Plus Pure Speed. Because it does look very similar to it. With that lace cover, I can't see any Nike swoosh. So my first impression would be like, look, this looks like a quality upgrade to the Pure Speed. I think the upper looks decent, the sole plate looks good, and obviously the laces are very similar to the Pure Speed. But we can officially say that they're not an upcoming Pure Speed. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't signed for Adidas because these are the brand new Magista Obras. Blake, what are these about?
So the first one is part of Nike's Fast AF pack will reveal the Magista Obra 2, black orange. We have to like it. I actually really rate this. All orange sole plate with that orange design on the back of the boot on the gradient design. The collar is orange and black interweaved with a black upper, black swoosh and white border. I really rate these. Do you rate these?
I think they're okay. What lets it down for me a little bit is the Magista Obra design for a start. I'm not too sure about the heel cup design, and also the sole plate being orange. I kind of wish it was black to match the upper, but I think it's quite a neutral pack. You can't not like it, but I'm not going to say I love it at the same time. But before we show you the entire Fast AF pack from Nike, Blake is going to show you the biggest boot spots of recent.
So Adidas released their Cold Blood pack last week, and we see a few players in training wearing these football boots. They also wore it in the FA Cup fixtures as well. We've got Paul Pogba wearing the Cold Blooded Predator 18 Plus. Very nice boot and colourway. Joel Pereira on the right, the reserve goalkeeper, is wearing the Predator 18.1, and David De Gea is wearing the X 17.1 leathers in that Cold Blooded pack. I like how the gloves and the boots match as well. And this is also Nemanja Matic wearing the Predator 18.1s, but this is potentially a leather version of that cold-blooded pack. Now on to the Nemesis 17 Plus 360 agility with Juan Mata wearing that very nice red out Nemesis Solo. Next one we see is Jesse Lingard wearing the Nemesis 17.1, and behind again is Matic. The next one is Danny Drinkwater wearing the Nemesis 17.1, pre-match before the FA Cup game against Newcastle. And this again is N'Golo Kante wearing the X17 Plus Pure Speeds and that white, red and black colorway. And this is Ander Herrera in training. This is the alternative X17 Plus Pure Speed design. It's pretty much all silver. It's pretty much a Manchester United colorway. Not the biggest fan of both the Pure Speed colorways, but that's all about personal preference. And next one in La Liga, we see Marcelo wearing the X17.1 in that cold-blooded pack. And this is all about David Villa. He's gone from Adidas to local Spanish brand Joma, and he's wearing these Propulsion football boots, lime green designs. The colorway's okay. I know you don't like lime green designs. He's 35. He's still playing for New York City, still banging in the goals, but he's gone to Joma from Adidas. And this last boot spot is a doubles boot spot. We see Suarez and Dembele, both from Nike and Adidas. So Dembele is wearing what we think is the Vapor 12. So it's a prototype of the Vapor 12 Blackout, potentially is the real deal, just a blackout version. And Suarez, I know you mentioned the X18 Plus Pure Speed. He probably is most likely wearing the X18 Plus Pure Speed in training.
A little bit of football news before we crack on with the boot bits, and of course the biggest headline has to be Alexis Sanchez signing for Blake's team, Manchester United. So you can guarantee that for next season Blake is going to be getting a new United shirt with Sanchez on the back. Now Sanchez made his debut on the weekend when United played Yeovil, smashed them 4-0. I actually had a friend playing for Yeovil, Mickey Dimitri, who played centre half, had a good game, but to be fair, United just dominated with the names they had, the players on the pitch. Alexis played quite well, gave the ball away a couple of times, but the pitch didn't help. Quite terrible, but he did get an assist. But What's happened with the other direction of the transfer?
So this was part of a swap deal, and Henrik Mkhitaryan has gone the other way, signing for Arsenal. And I have to say, that is a very, very nice boot and kit combo. We did mention in another video that also wearing the Fire Nice colorway, the fire colorway of that pack there looks very nice. And in the poll card now, who is going to be the better signing? Henrik Mkhitaryan for Arsenal or Alexis Sanchez for Manchester United? Now the next story is Leeds United actually changing their crest from this one to this one, and a lot of people have been outraged. They've just not been a fan of the new design. What do you think of the new design?
I hate it. It looks like some kind of rugby league logo. I don't like it whatsoever. I think Leeds have been absolutely stitched up with this one. Apparently it took like 6 months. It took 6 months to come up with that design. If you did this as a concept for 6 months for a new football boot logo, I'll be disappointed, and I'll say go back to your computer and come up with a new one. So unlucky Leeds fans.
Now onto the Q&A section, and this is where Maria Kowalska sent in a question. What boot was your favourite 5 years ago? So 2013. What boot?
Me first. Alright. I reckon my favourite boot back then was a Nike Tiempo Legend 4 Elite, which came out first in black and orange, which was probably my favourite colourway, but there was also some white and gold ones which I really liked. Amazing leather boots with a carbon fibre sole plate and also fly wire cables. Pretty much the perfect boot, and I'm going to ask you the same question. What's your boot from 5 years ago?
So 2013, you could talk about the Vapor 9 that came out with the Fireberry or Sunset colourway. I'd go for one of those colourways, but I'm going for the Hyven Phantom 1 first generation. It came out in May 2013. Neymar was the headline star, and I love that original launch orange and black colourway.
So we just picked a couple of our favourite boots from about 5 years ago, both being Nike. Now talking about Nike, someone has asked a question. What is the best and worst Nike Elite Tier football boot right now?
The best, I think the best is a bit more of a debatable topic. It could be the Superfly, it could be the Hyven Phantom 3 Low. I'm probably going to go with the Hyven Phantom 3 Low, or this one, the Flyknit Ultra, as being the best Elite Tier option. But if you think about the Elite Tier models from Nike at the moment, most of them have Flyknit or either K-Leather. But the one that doesn't is the Magista Opus 2. It's the one that had an upper change mid-generation. I think that is the worst Nike option. I still think it's quite a decent football boot. Would you agree, Matty?
I think I'm absolutely the same as you. I think the Nike Mercurial Flyknit Ultra is the very best boot Nike have, and also the best boot on the market. And then the worst Elite Tier boot they've got has to be the Opus. There's a couple guys out there, even on YouTube, who say Opus is their favourite boot. It's not for me. I think it's a little bit dead. And that could be seen in the future, that the Opus could be killed off very soon.
Alright, next question. What is your favourite football of all time?
This would be a great question for Tommy. He has every single Champions League ball from like the last 10, 15 years. I've been to his house, across his wall, every single one. Talking about Champions League football, it has to be that one for me. Back in like 2001, 2002, that was probably my first Elite Tier football that I actually bought. It was a Champions League one, all white with black stars, from which you don't really see any more black stars on these Champions League footballs, but that is hands down my favourite of all time. What about you?
It would have to be back in 2002 for the World Cup. For the World Cup final as well, against Brazil and Germany, the Fever Nova, especially that golden Fever Nova. I had a replica version of the standard group stage edition, but that golden Fever Nova, that was a sensational football. Rounding up on Instagram, our most popular image of the week was this one, and I asked people, which was your favourite cold-blooded football boot? What would you go for?
Hands down, I even said it in our video from last week, my favourite one from Cold Blooded has to be the Predator. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of preference.
And please vote in the poll card with your favourite cold-blooded football boot. Now onto football boot releases of the week, and we'll look at this glitch. What do you think of this glitch, black and gold?
I am a sucker for black and gold. So much of my clothing, trainers is black gold. I think these are very nice. I'm going to give the new glitch a 9 out of 10.
And this is another one as part of the same pack. It's almost a blue and black design. What do you think?
My mum actually sent me a picture of these for some reason on WhatsApp, and she said how nice is this new release. I'm very surprised, and I didn't expect to receive that kind of message from her. She likes them a lot. I'm going to say these aren't as good as the black gold. I might give them a 7.
And as well as that, onto the futsal stage. Nike released these 10R City collection for Ronaldinho, and there's two colorways here. We've got a black one and a navy blue design. I would go for the black one. What do you think of these ones?
I think this is actually a lovely collection. Ronaldinho is one of my favourite players ever, and really good to see these boots back, because when they were actually released as a football boot, I really wanted them in the all over gold colourway. They were called like the Ronaldinho Dois. I think I'd have to go with the black ones as well, and overall I give them an 8.5 out of 10. I wish the leather was a little bit higher quality.
But let's get into the rest of the pack, looking at the first one, which is the Hyben Phantom 3DF. And it almost has a black look, but it's actually a very, very dark grey, almost anthracite. Again, we see an all orange sole plate. The swoosh logo has a white border and a little bit of orange on those flower white cables there. What do you think of this one?
I much prefer these Hypervenoms over the Magista Obras we saw earlier in the video, all because of that Magista Obra design on the heel cup. I prefer these all over one colourway from heel to toe, and a little bit of orange accents for those little fly wire cables and a sole plate. Very nice looking football boot, and I think the low ones, the Phantom 3s, they could be a boot for me next coming up.
So these are the low ones, and pretty much the simple difference here is that you see a bit more orange around that heel lining there. But overall, I think this is probably my favourite of the entire pack, of the Fast AF pack. Again, all these colourways in this pack have a very, very nice total orange sole plate. Now the next one we see is the Magista Opus, so the Opus little brother. Again, it has that Kangalite upper with that same design you're not really a fan of, but I actually really rate this design. What do you think of these ones?
Well, as I said, I'm not a fan, but if you are like Blake, and also I know there's a lot of you guys that do actually like the Opus, it's just not for me personally.
Yep.
Make sure you get your hands on a few pairs, because as I said, the Opus could be killed off coming up very shortly, because when the Magista gets upgraded, there might just be one elite tier boot, not the two like the Obra and the Opus.
Yes, and the last one in this pack is the Tempo Legend 7, which is very nice. Again, it has an orange sole plate, pretty much a black upper, which I really rate. I'd love to have a pair of these as well. White border on the swoosh logo there. What do you think of these?
I think these are my favourite in the Nike Fast AF pack. We've got that black leather, and black leather always looks incredible. But we've also got those modern touches to this classic boot with, again, the orange flyer wire cables and the orange sole plate. And of course, if you're bothered, it's got a Flyknit heel cup. Does it make a difference? Absolutely not. But if you want the highest quality boot out there, especially leather boot, go for the Tempo Legend 7.
So you guys must be thinking, you've seen the Tempo, you've seen the Magista, and you've also seen the Hyben, but there's one range which has been left out as part of this release. It is the Mercurial range. Why? Probably because they're updating the generations to the Superfly 6 and to the Vapor 12. And quickly in the poll card, please vote with your favourite boot of the Fast AF pack. Mine's definitely the Hyben. I don't know about you, Matt, you said the Tempo, so please vote now. And just a quick YouTube wrap up. If you haven't seen last week's episode, please click on the card now. This next one we see, we talked about the Cold Blooded pack. Again, if you want to see more of these designs, go to see that video now. And this last one, I debuted with making my Safari Customs. I made a Superfly and also made a Leopard Tempo, so check that video out if you haven't seen already. That's us, Matty.
Guys, that is it for today. Complete wrap. We have been spoiled for choice with some new releases. The Adidas Cold Blooded pack is nice AF. The new Fast AF pack is also very nice. But guys, as I said, that is it for today. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as always.
We'll see you next time.